We will begin in 1 minute. Kindly please settle down. Again, we will begin in a minute. Kindly please settle down. Good morning again, everyone. Kindly please settle in. And also just to remind everyone that we are now live on the BARMM Facebook page. This is being live streamed courtesy of the Bangsamoro Information Office.
Welcome back, everyone. At this juncture, we will proceed with the presentation of updates of the Intergovernmental Energy Board. The Intergovernmental Energy Board is a joint body between the national government and BARMM and the Bangsamoro government tasked to push forward the development of sustainable energy in the region. Allow me to introduce the co-chairperson of the IEB, who is known in the energy sector for his leadership, national service, and an unwavering commitment to good governance. Undersecretary Giovanni Carlo J. Bacordo of the Department of Energy serves as a permanent representative of the Secretary of Energy to the Intergovernmental Relations Body, or IGRB, the high-level mechanism established under the Bangsamoro Organic Law, to harmonize coordination between the national government and the Bangsamoro Autonomous Government. In this role, he ensures that energy cooperation, policy alignment, and resource development in the region are guided by transparency, respect, and mutual trust. He likewise holds the crucial position of alternate co-chairperson for the national government in the Intergovernmental Energy Board, also mandated under the Bangsamoro Organic Law. Here, he leads national efforts to address energy issues with the Bangsamoro government, strengthening collaboration, resolving policy concerns, and promoting sustainable and inclusive energy development. Before joining the Department of Energy, Undersecretary 𝐁𝐀𝐑𝐌𝐌 dedicated 38 years service to the country as a naval officer, culminating in his appointment as the Chief of the Philippine Navy. His distinguished military career continues to shape his leadership in the energy sector today, anchored on discipline, integrity, and a profound dedication to national security. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Undersecretary Giovanni Carlo J. Bacordo.
To the distinguished guests who were already mentioned earlier, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to all our distinguished guests, colleagues, and partners. It is a privilege to join you at the Bangsamoro Sustainable Energy Summit, a gathering that reaffirms our shared commitment to building a secure, stable, and sustainable energy future for the Bangsamoro. Under the leadership of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and inspired by the vision of a Bagong Pilipinas, the national government continues to prioritize inclusive development, resilience, and modernization. The Department of Energy stands firmly behind this vision, and we proudly acknowledge the strong and sincere cooperation of the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources and Energy, or MENRE, whose dedication has made every milestone in our journey possible. One energy vision for Bangsamoro reflects our belief that true progress is achieved when we act together. At the heart of this collaboration lies the Intergovernmental Energy Board, our platform for harmonizing goals, decisions, and actions between the national government and the Bangsamoro government. The Intergovernmental Energy Board is more than just a coordination mechanism. It is a testament to this enduring trust and unity between the DOE and MENRE. It embodies the principle that the riches of BARMM's energy resources must be managed through mutual respect and shared responsibility. MENRE's strong commitment, evident in its active engagement in all technical working groups, policy deliberations, and project reviews, ensures that decisions reflect the needs and aspirations of the Bangsamoro. DOE, for its part, remains steadfast and unrelenting in providing technical assistance, regulatory guidance, capacity building programs, and institutional support to MENRE. This synergy has produced historic breakthroughs, demonstrating that cooperation is not only possible, but transformative. One of the most significant milestones is the IEB Joint Circular on the Joint Award of Petroleum Service Contracts and Coal Operating Contracts, signed on 6 July 2023. The circular operationalizes the provisions of the Bangsamoro Organic Law on the co-management of petroleum and coal resources in the region. It creates a unified and transparent framework for awarding PSCs and the COCs, ensuring that both DOE and MENRE jointly evaluate, negotiate, and approve exploration contracts. Another historic accomplishment is the awarding of the first coal operating contract in BARMM on 24 October 2024 to Filipinas Systems for exploration in Kapay and Taguluan in Llano del Sur. The contract signals to investors that BARMM is open for responsible, well-regulated energy ventures. It emphasizes investment promotion and job generation for local communities, demonstrating the real economic impact of an empowered regional governance structure backed by a supportive national framework. Another milestone is the Transition Agreement for Renewable Energy, or RE, signed on 26 November 2024. This agreement ensures an orderly and predictable transition of responsibilities from DOE to MENRE in managing RE projects. It reassures existing developers of regulatory continuity and grants MENRE the institutional space needed to expand its technical leadership in RE governance. Under the IEB framework, DOE and MENRE have also strengthened cooperation in improving the power sector and expanding electrification across BARMM. Extensive discussions have focused on enhancing private sector participation, addressing reliability issues, improving coordination among power industry players, and supporting electrification of remote and underserved communities. Reliable and affordable electricity is critical to the region's peace and development, and both institutions continue to work together to ensure that Bangsamoro families and businesses have access to quality power services. In addition, the harmonization of energy regulations across all sectors, upstream petroleum and coal, RE, downstream oil and gas, energy efficiency, and power development continues to gain momentum. This complex but necessary initiative ensures that investors face consistent rules, communities receive the same level of protection, and regulators across BARMM and the national government operate under aligned standards. Furthermore, DOE has provided extensive capacity building and institutional strengthening programs for MENRE. These programs cover RE resource assessment, power sector planning, downstream oil industries safety, coal and petroleum resource evaluation, energy efficiency implementation, and legal and regulatory frameworks for energy governance. DOE believes that beyond policy, true empowerment comes from building strong institutions and with technical knowledge and capability to manage the region's resources. MENRE has demonstrated exceptional commitment in this regard, consistently engaging in training programs and applying the knowledge to real governance challenges. Just recently, on 8 October 2025, the President signed new petroleum service contracts covering exploration areas within the BARMM. This marks a new chapter in the region's upstream energy development. The signing of these petroleum service contracts reflect full implementation of the Joint Circular's co-management framework, reinforces investors' confidence in the region's stability, and highlights MENRE's growing capability in reviewing and approving complex technical processes. On the road ahead, DOE and MENRE are poised to pursue ambitious plans that will further strengthen BARMM's energy landscape. One of the most important next steps is the signing of the Memorandum of Cooperation on Energy Efficiency and Conservation. This agreement will institutionalize energy efficiency initiatives in the region, focusing on LGU programs, capacity building for public institutions, and micro, small, and medium enterprises, establishment of building efficiency standards, community awareness campaigns, and the development of MENRE's own team of energy auditors. DOE and MENRE will also strengthen energy investment policies to attract responsible investors in RE, power generation, energy storage, LNG, and downstream gas infrastructure, petroleum and coal exploration, and emerging technologies. In parallel, both institutions will work to create a strong regulatory framework for responsible, small-scale coal mining and trading. This will include clear licensing procedures, environmental safeguards, social considerations, and robust monitoring systems to prevent illegal activities. Strengthening downstream oil and gas oversight also remains a priority. DOE and MENRE will intensify efforts to ensure fuel quality, safety in storage and handling, compliance of retail facilities, and consumer protection throughout the region. DOE and MENRE will also enhance joint energy planning and data integration. Both institutions ensure that national and regional plans move in harmony and are supported by accurate and timely data. As we look to the future, the story of energy development in Bangsamoro is ultimately a story of partnership, trust, and shared commitment. MENRE's unwavering dedication and strong cooperation have been vital in every milestone we celebrate today. DOE remains steadfast and unrelenting in its support because the success of the Bangsamoro is the success of the entire nation. Together, we move forward toward the Bangsamoro that is energized, empowered, and inclusive. One energy vision, one partnership, one Bangsamoro. Para sa bagong Pilipinas, thank you and good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yusek Bacordo. As the highlight of this summit, we are proud to present the Sustainable Energy Master Plan to be presented by MENRE Director General for Energy, Nasiri Abbas. Director General Nasiri Abbas is a distinguished leader in the energy sector of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, recognized for advancing sustainable energy development and strengthening institutional frameworks in the energy sector of the region. He holds a bachelor's degree in computer engineering from Notre Dame University in Cotabato City and a master's degree from Mindanao State University, providing him with a strong academic foundation in governance and development. He has undergone a wide range of international executive courses that broadened his global perspective on governance, energy policy, and rural development. He attended the Next Generation Academy by YTB Turkey, the Executive Course on Leadership and Management, and the Executive Course on Public Administration and Development Management at Intan, Malaysia, and the Executive Course on Governance and Public Policy at the Hague Academy for Local Governance in the Netherlands. As the Director General for Energy for MENRE, DG Abbas has supervised the establishment of the Framework for Intergovernmental Energy Board Technical Working Groups, ensuring effective coordination and policy alignment across government agencies and supervised electrification projects across the region. And now, he has successfully led the formulation of the BARMM Sustainable Energy Master Plan, thus enabling MENRE to forge a sustainable path for the Bangsamoro region. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the Bangsamoro Director General for Energy, Director General Nasiri Abbas.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته and good morning to everyone. Before I start with my presentation, allow me to express my deepest gratitude to everyone, especially to our beloved Minister Ahmad Brahim, to our counterpart from the national government, the Department of Energy, Secretary Attorney Sharon Garin, to Yusek Jovi Bacordo of the DOE, to ASEC Agustin Navarro of the Department of Energy, BPDA DG Muhajirin Ali, our partners from UNOPS ETP, led by Ms. Yoshiko de Villa, esteemed members of the Parliament, to our partners in Minda, led by Secretary Leo Tereso Magno and their team, energy sector family from DOE, NEA, NPC, ERC, PNOC, Transco. Of course, members of the international community who are with us today, our partners in preparing this plan, CERD, CSI, led by Professor Thierry Lefebvre, MENRE TWG members, intergovernmental IEB members, and all the institutions who have contributed in formulating this master plan. To our private institution, partners, fellow public servants, ladies and gentlemen, isang makakalikasang umaga po sa atin lahat at isang makaka-enerhiyang umaga rin po sa atin lahat. Let me take this stage to present the first Bangsamoro Sustainable Energy Master Plan. The Bangsamoro people's journey towards sustainable energy is inseparable for the right to self-determination. Energy planning is not merely technical, rather, it is a collective assertion of identity, dignity, and sovereignty. By harnessing renewable resources, the Bangsamoro envisions a future where communities have control over their own development, ensuring that power serves the people and uplifts generations. This commitment to sustainability affirms resilience, peace, and justice, making energy a cornerstone of inclusive growth and a living testament to the Bangsamoro's right to shape their destiny. Given the Bangsamoro's vision, let's proceed with the outline of this plan. The outline of the master plan consists of the following. First is the introduction, which includes project overview, policy and regulatory framework, and demographics of BARMM, among others. Second, socioeconomic background, which shows the current socioeconomic situation of BARMM. Third, energy situation, where we present the current state of the energy sector in BARMM, highlighting both quantitative data and qualitative insights. This will provide an overview of the existing capacities, sources, and consumption patterns, supported by key statistics and figures. Alongside the numbers, we will illustrate the realities of communities, showing how energy access, or the lack thereof, shapes their livelihoods and daily life across the region. Fourth is the energy planning framework. We will present the framework that is essential for integrating resources, guiding policy, and ensuring sustainability, enabling the formulation of a comprehensive master plan that balances economic growth, environmental protection, and long-term energy security. Fifth is the analysis and results. This contains the output of the planning software, which shows the energy demand and supply outlook of BARMM until 2050. Six, recommended policies and ways forward. This outlines strategic policies and actionable pathways to strengthen BARMM's energy future. Now we will proceed with the legal basis and regulatory frameworks which guided this plan. These are the basic policy and regulatory framework that guided MENRE in formulating this master plan. Article 9, Section 8 of the Bangsamoro Organic Law highlights the importance of power and electricity as one of the basic rights of the inhabitants of the Bangsamoro region. Additionally, under Article 13, Section 12 and Section 36, which states that the use of renewable energy shall be promoted for power generation to achieve the sustainable development goals and promote low-carbon energy generation policies. These provisions of the law highlight the importance of sustainable solutions in the energy sector of the region. Next slide. The enhancement of energy security within the Bangsamoro region in Muslim Mindanao constitutes a matter of strategic and developmental significance. It has been expressly articulated as a core priority under both the Bangsamoro Development Plan and the Chief Minister's Priority Agenda, thereby establishing its status as a binding policy directive and a fundamental component of the region's governance and institutional framework. On the next slide, this figure shows that the map of BARMM, the geographic location of the BARMM. We are located in the southern part of the Philippines, in the island of Mindanao. This picture shows the administrative map of BARMM, which currently includes 6 provinces, 3 cities, 116 municipalities, and 2,590 barangays. The capital of BARMM is located in Cotabato City. In the next slide, we can see the BARMM's population. Next slide, please. The region currently has approximately 5.7 million residents as of 2024, with an annual population growth rate of 3.34%, which is faster than the national average. Next slide, please. This slide shows the poverty incidence in BARMM. This graph, for us, is one of the most important and significant accomplishments of the Bangsamoro government. After 4 years of governance from the inception of the Bangsamoro region, which includes COVID-19 pandemic, BARMM broke the poverty incidence record for the first time. Since time immemorial, we have been at the bottom of the list in terms of poverty incidence in the country. But now, we have broken this chain. We are already not the most impoverished region in the country. This just shows that the region is striving hard to improve the socio-economic situation of its inhabitants. On the next slide, this graph shows the historical gross regional domestic product and sectoral gross value added of BARMM. From 2020 to 2023, BARMM's economy grew at compounded annual growth of 6.14%. In 2023, BARMM's economy grew by 4.3% with gross regional domestic product increasing from 280.3 billion in 2022 to 292 billion. The services sector was the primary contributor, followed by agriculture. Indeed, the services sector has overtaken agriculture as the main contributor to BARMM economy, accounting for 41% in 2023. But agriculture continues to be a major contributor to and remains part of the cornerstone of BARMM, providing the primary sources of income for most of its population. But meanwhile, the BARMM's industrial sector is in the early stages of development, with existing industries primarily engaged in resource-based activities such as agriculture, aquaculture, fisheries, and forestry. So there is a significant potential for growth in manufacturing and other industrial activities which could contribute to economic diversification and job creation. For instance, Lanao del Sur and Maguindanao del Norte, which includes Cotabato City, have the largest contribution to the BARMM regional economy. In 2023, all provinces within BARMM registered impressive economic growth, with Lanao del Sur and Maguindanao del Norte posting the fastest growth rate in the region. In the next slide, we can see the energy situation in the region. The BARMM encompasses within its territorial jurisdiction the principal hydrological source sustaining the Agos Hydropower Complex, strategically located in and around Lake Lanao, specifically Agos 1 and Agos 2, situated in the province of Lanao del Sur, possess an aggregate installed capacity of 260.5 megawatts. This capacity constitutes 34.9% of the total rated capacity of the Agos Hydropower Complex, and by operational output, contributes approximately 70.65% of the grid-connected and embedded generation facilities within BARMM. In addition, diesel-powered barges and diesel-powered plants supply electricity to the island provinces of Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. BARMM currently has 75% of all power plants' installed capacity as renewable energy. In the next slide, we will show the power supply mix of BARMM. The power supply mix of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao reflects a significant integration of renewable energy resources into its overall electricity portfolio, with current data indicating that 44.28% of region's aggregate electricity demand is sourced from renewable energy generation facilities. Next slide. This graph shows the electricity consumption in the province of BARMM. This shows that Cotabato City is the largest electricity consumer in the region, followed by the province of Lanao del Sur, which includes Marawi City. In the next slide, we can see the operating electricity service providers in the region. This reflects the prevailing conditions within the power distribution sector of the BARMM and underscores the inherent complexity of electric service delivery across the region. At present, certain electric cooperatives based in adjacent provinces extend their operation into municipalities and barangays situated within the territorial jurisdiction of the BARMM. Conversely, there are electric cooperatives headquartered within BARMM that maintain service coverage in areas lying outside the region's jurisdiction, notably including Baselco and Lasoreco. Next slide, please. This slide shows us the electrification status of BARMM. This graph shows the current electrification level in BARMM, excluding the areas which are operated by Cotabato Light and Power Company. BARMM is only 39% energized as of December 2024, based on NEA annual report. This shows the dire situation of BARMM in terms of electrification. The next least energized regions stand at 83% and 84% respectively, which significantly higher than the BARMM's 39%, which calls for urgent solutions. Next slide, please. As we can see in this figure, these are the current operating electric service providers in the region, which includes ECs from adjacent provinces which are operating in BARMM territorial jurisdiction. To gain a clear understanding of the electricity service delivery situation in the region, the MENRE, through Energy Development and Development Services, undertook a comprehensive study which started in early 2021 and took more than 3 years to finish. The process entailed comprehensive data collection and rigorous analytical procedures, employing mathematical modeling and industry-standard simulation software utilized within the power sector. Complementary activities encompass structured consultation with LGUs and regional electric cooperatives, the conduct of a series of technical workshops, and subsequent validation through randomized field testing to ensure accuracy and reliability of results. Through this participatory and evidence-based process, the following visual representation of the status of electricity service delivery in the region was developed. So based from this presentation, there are three main colors that are very important: yellow, gray, and red. Yellow represents the areas with good voltage quality, which has passed the national standards set by the Philippine Electrical Code, or PEC. The red one represents the areas which have access to electricity but have poor voltage quality, as per PEC. And for the gray, represents the energized areas which currently doesn't have access to electric services. Other colors represent the areas which are operated by adjacent electric cooperatives. So can we please take a moment to realize and understand the power situation in BARMM? This graph represents the hardships that our residents face every day. The normal power situation in the BARMM is already a red alert situation in the national context. And this has been the situation ever since. We carried out this study not just to understand the challenges, but to truly grasp the realities faced by our communities. Through this effort, we aim to craft solutions that are not only appropriate, but also lasting and surely sustainable answers that honor the needs of the present while safeguarding the future of BARMM. Just imagine when the day comes where every home, every school, and every community in BARMM is fully electrified. When we reach 100% electrification rate across the region, the impact would be transformative. Our GDP would rise, poverty incidence would fall, health services would improve, and our human development would soar. This vision is not a distant dream, but a call to action. The challenge before us is immense, but with your support, we can confront this problem together and turn it into a story of hope, progress, and lasting change for our people. So let's proceed with the next provinces. Generally, we have presented the real problem of the BARMM in terms of electricity access. But we will go one by one with other provinces so that you can also appreciate the findings of the MENRE in terms of the electricity service in the region. So in this province, we can clearly see that the same situation persists in Lanao del Sur. This is a reality that feels deeply ironic, for right at the very heart of the province lies the Lake Lanao, the very lifeblood of the Agos hydropower complex. This lake is not only the source of immense energy potential, but also a sacred symbol central to the identity and heritage of our Maranao brethren. To witness communities around such powerful resource still struggling with electrification is both heartbreaking and a powerful reminder of the urgent work that must be done. This indicates that the challenge does not stem from the availability of power generation sources, but rather from the distribution system. The intricate circumstances surrounding the electric cooperatives in BARMM have led to significant issues in the delivery of electricity services to consumers. So let's proceed now with the island provinces, starting with Basilan. This is the reality in the province of Basilan, and the same pattern can be seen across almost all provinces in the region. The result is painful yet undeniable, that the BARMM stands today as the least energized region in the Philippines. Behind this fact are families studying by candlelight, health services struggling without reliable power, and communities held back from the progress they deserve. Next stop will be the province of Sulu. In Sulu, only about 1 in 4 households has electricity. With the electrification rate at just 25%, the challenge of energizing island provinces is even greater because of their archipelagic nature, where communities are separated by seas, far from the main grid, and often left behind. Yet this very challenge also opened the door to hope. But by adopting microgrids and other standalone renewable energy resources systems, we can bring light to homes and power to schools and energy to hospitals. Lastly, the province of Tawi-Tawi. This is the situation in the province of Tawi-Tawi, the southernmost part of the Philippines and our gateway to neighboring countries. But despite its strategic location, Tawi-Tawi suffers the same fate as other island provinces. That is, its archipelagic nature and limited connectivity have made electrification a daunting challenge. Today, only 19% of the province is energized, making it one of the least electrified provinces in the entire country. As by way of an update, the Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources and Energy, in partnership with NPC SPAG, has already begun initial electrification projects in the municipalities of Turtle Island, Sapasapa, and Languyan. Later on during our break, hopefully, we will show some of the clips on how we partnered with NPC SPAG on how we energize these municipalities. These efforts mark the first steps toward bringing light and opportunity of the province of Tawi-Tawi, where many communities have long endured life without reliable electricity. While these projects are only the beginning, they carry with them the promise of change, of brighter homes, stronger schools, and healthier communities. And they remind us that even in the farthest reaches of our region, progress is possible when we work together. Now, let us visit the energy planning framework. We shall now go to the technical side of the presentation. Please bear with us, as we will show you a series of numbers, figures, and graphs in order to properly give solutions to the problems stated in the previous slides. In this plan, we use LEAP software. LEAP stands for Low Emission Analysis Platform. LEAP is a widely used software tool for energy policy analysis and climate change mitigation assessment developed at the Stockholm Environment Institute. LEAP has been adopted by thousands of organizations in more than 190 countries worldwide. Its users include government agencies, academics, non-governmental organizations, consulting companies, and energy utilities. It has been used at many different scales, ranging from cities and states to national, regional, and global applications. This includes the Department of Energy, which uses LEAP in the formulation of the Philippine Energy Plan. The BARMM power system is special and unique in the sense that three of its provinces, Lanao del Sur, Maguindanao del Norte, Maguindanao del Sur, the regional capital, Cotabato City, and the 63 barangays under special geographic areas are part of the Mindanao grid and thus considered on-grid, while the remaining 3 provinces, Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi, are not connected to the main grid. Thereby, it is considered as off-grid. Next slide. In this slide, we can see the total energy demand of BARMM in kilotons of oil equivalent, or KTOE, and its equivalent percentage. The residential sector is explained to use the most energy in the region. The transport sector also takes a big share, especially since BARMM is made up of many islands, and Tawi-Tawi alone has more than 300. Because of this, water transport is common, particularly in the island provinces of BARMM. Next slide. In the residential sector, most households rely on fuel wood for cooking. BARMM has one of the highest levels of dependence on traditional cooking methods, often using firewood and inefficient stoves. Charcoal also plays an important role, especially for small food businesses and micro-enterprises. As a matter of fact, in 2011, 89.1% of ARMM household uses wood as cooking fuel. And in 2023, 77.5% of BARMM households still uses wood as cooking fuel, which is higher than the national average of 67%. We will now proceed with economic scenarios and assumptions that we have used in this plan. It was agreed to have 3 economic scenarios based on the projected or target GRDP growth rates under the BDP 2023-2028, or the Bangsamoro Development Plan. Under the business as usual scenario, it was assumed that GRDP growth rates would remain at an average of 6.12% per year, which is the compounded average growth rate for the 2020 to 2023 over the entire planning horizon through 2050. The medium growth scenario assumes that the BARMM GRDP will grow 7.5% per year through 2035 and then 8% per year through 2050. On the other hand, the high growth scenario assumes that GRDP would grow 8.5% through 2035 and 9% per year through 2050. Next slide, please. These projections show the BARMM's GRDP could reach 2.83 trillion by 2050 under a high growth scenario, compared to 1.45 trillion in a business as usual scenario, and 2.20 trillion in a medium growth scenario. Next slide. In terms of economic structure, the pattern observed in most economies, especially at the national level, is that the agricultural share gradually declines while the shares of the industrial and service sectors rise. In advanced economies, that phenomenon is driven by the increase in agricultural productivity, which enabled surplus agricultural labor to shift into industry. The Industrial Revolution also facilitated the transition at that time. Most of the BARMM service sector is likely involved in consumer-related industries, such as wholesale and retail trade. In the sectoral shares implied by the medium growth scenario below, it can be seen that the industry's share may grow in the short to medium term as it starts from a low base. This variation is reflected in the sector's higher elasticity with respect to GRDP. Population growth is also a key factor in rising energy demand, and BARMM's rate is much higher than the national average at around 3%. Based on PSA projections, the region's population is expected to grow from 4.9 million in 2020 and 5.7 million in 2024 to about 11.9 million by 2050, with growth slowing from 3.43% annually in 2020 to 2025 to 2.2% by 2050. This translates to a compounded annual growth rate of 2.91% between 2023 and 2025, while provincial populations are assumed to keep the same share of BARMM's total population as in 2023. On the next slide, it shows the target outcomes for the residential sector of BARMM. In the residential sector, which accounts for the largest share of the region's total energy consumption, a disaggregated approach was applied. This table presents the projections targets discussed and agreed upon during the workshops, which serves as inputs to the BARMM energy model. To reduce emissions and lower energy intensity in this sector, the transition to more efficient, cleaner cooking technologies must be prioritized and implemented across the region. In this regional model, The national targets for the energy intensity reduction are applied in the high scenario to achieve the full target across BARMM region by 2050. For the medium scenario, a more moderate target was adopted, set at half of the national target level, as this was considered more attainable for the region. Now we move on with the results of the LEAP simulations. We will now present the simulation results generated through the LEAP software, showing the energy demand and supply outlook for BARMM. With economic and population growth, BARMM's total final energy consumption is expected to keep rising, mainly driven by the residential sector. In 2023, total final energy consumption was 628 KTOE and could reach 1,907 KTOE by 2050 under the business as usual scenario. However, if energy efficiency measures are applied, demand would be lower, about 1,479 KTOE in the medium growth scenario and 952 KTOE in the high growth scenario. Next slide. In the residential sector, which accounts for the largest share of energy demand in the region, the medium and high scenarios assumes a major shift in fuel technology use that reduces demand. Specifically, the medium economic growth scenario incorporates high energy efficiency fuel utilization. In the high economic growth scenario, transformative energy efficiency fuel utilization is applied, resulting in an even greater reduction in energy demand. This reflects a vast shift away from traditional fuels towards the most efficient fuels available and driving significant improvements in energy use across the region. By 2050, residential energy use in BARMM is expected to drop as households shift from traditional fuels like wood to cleaner and more efficient technologies. In the business as usual scenario, total consumption reaches 1,116 KTOE with 717 KTOE from wood. Under the medium scenario, it falls to 778 KTOE with 488 KTOE from wood. While in the high scenario, it declines further to 320 KTOE with only 99 KTOE from wood. This figure highlights the gradual move away from low-efficiency traditional fuel toward the most efficient and technologically advanced alternatives, resulting in lower overall energy demand. Next slide. For other sectors, demand is assumed to grow mainly with economic growth. Fuel use rises steadily in all scenarios, reaching 791 KTOE by 2050 under business as usual scenario, 701 KTOE in the medium scenario, and 633 KTOE in the high scenario. To cut energy use further and promote efficient technologies, a more detailed demand model for each sector will be required. In the next slide, this table presents the capacity expansion plan and confirmed future capacities identified in the National Power Corporation Missionary Electrification Development Plan 2025-2029. The additional capacities were selected based on discussions and validations conducted during the workshops and meetings to determine the technologies most feasible for the region. A natural gas power plant is included as an option in the high scenario for the mainland, reflecting the ongoing discussions and preliminary studies on its technology viability. Meanwhile, the model also assumes that the national RE targets of RE is 35% to gross power generation by 2030 will be achieved in the high scenario. In the medium scenario, the target would be achieved by 2040. The supply expansion plan also assumes that procurement from WESM by the main grid would be limited to a maximum of 20%. Next slide, please. The capacity additions needed to meet demands and renewable energy targets are shown in the figure. Electricity imports from WESM are not included. Solar power is the main choice for new capacity, supported by hybrid diesel power plant. In the high scenario, natural gas is added to reflect stronger economic growth and a more diverse energy mix, which also reduces the need for fuel imports by 2050. In the next slide, it shows the generation mix of BARMM in the high economic growth, with transformative energy efficiency scenario. By 2050, diesel remains dominant in the business as usual scenario, 47%, and the medium economic growth with high energy efficiency utilization scenario, 37%. In contrast, the high economic growth with transformative energy efficiency utilization scenario shows a major shift. Solar rises to 36%, diesel drops to 23%, and renewable reach 51%, meeting the national target. To further cut imports from WESM and reliance on diesel, local natural gas is introduced, accounting for 21% of total generation by 2050. In this slide, it shows the proposed capacity addition per year until 2050. This figure illustrates how new capacity additions and the supply mix will support rising energy demand. Looking forward, solar power and LNG plants will play a crucial role in meeting the region's future electricity needs. Next slide, please. This slide shows the carbon dioxide emission in each scenario. This figure shows how fuel switching, energy efficiency measures, and renewable expansion can cut carbon emissions. If current patterns continue, emission reach 3,575 kilotons of carbon equivalent by 2050, under business as usual. With medium economic growth and high efficiency utilization, emission falls to 2,797 kilotons of carbon equivalent, and with high economic growth and transformative efficiency utilization, they drop further to 2,092 kilotons of carbon equivalent. These results highlight the power of planned measures in driving a cleaner energy future. On to the next slide. This figure highlights the investment requirements under different scenarios. As demand rises in the medium and high economic growth cases, driven by energy efficient technologies and renewable expansion, investment costs also increase. By 2050, total investment reaches 11 billion in the business as usual scenario, compared to 17 billion in the medium economic growth with a high energy efficiency utilization scenario, and 19 billion in the high economic growth with transformative energy efficiency utilization scenario. This figure highlights the significant investments in hybrid solar PV technologies to meet renewable energy targets. By 2050, costs rise from 8 billion in the medium economic growth with high energy efficiency utilization scenario, about 51% of total investments, to 12 billion in the high economic growth with transformative energy efficiency utilization scenario, or 61% of total investments. In the high scenario, an additional 3 billion is allocated for natural gas to reduce reliance on electricity imports from the main grid. So next slide, please. So after understanding the current situation and presentation of energy outlook of BARMM, we shall now proceed with the policy recommendation and ways forward. In this slide, it shows the guiding principle, strategies, and addressing the problem in the energy sector of BARMM. We call it SPARK. S means sustainability, using knowledge and evidence-based approach in finding and developing sustainable solution in BARMM's energy sector problem. Roadmaps, plans, studies, and research are needed to fully understand the situation, and come up with sustainable solutions to finally solve the long-standing problem of energy sector of BARMM. P means partnership. Strengthening partnership with international, national, local institutions, including private stakeholders and CSOs, to improve the investment climate of BARMM's energy sector. We understand that we can't make it on our own. Rather, we need the help of other stakeholders to achieve long-lasting solutions to our problem. A is for accessibility, which means to ensure consumer welfare, protection, and improve accessibility of energy sector services throughout the region. We want to prioritize access to energy services for our constituents. R is for reliability and resiliency. This means to develop concrete steps such as strengthening energy sector institutions and adopt policies which may involve investing in improvement of the region's distribution facilities, modernizing its infrastructure, enhancing technical capacity of its people, and fostering collaborative partnerships with local stakeholders while also prioritizing evidence-based strategic and operational planning for energy service providers in the region. And last but not the least is C for climate smart, which means promotion and adoption of climate smart technologies and policies throughout the region. This includes development of energy efficiency and conservation measures and use of emerging technologies. So let us now move to the presentation of the policy recommendation for the energy sector of BARMM. For the institutional capacity and governance, the following policies and actions are needed. First is strengthening of MENRE's energy regulatory and development mandate sector through formulation of BARMM Energy Code. Second is establishment of BARMM Energy Regulatory and Development Institutions, Electrification, Energy Development Corporation, Energy Regulatory Agency, and others, to oversee policy, implementation, and regulatory compliance and investment facilitation. Next is to institutionalize inclusive and strategic partnerships across key sectors, including international development agencies, national government agencies, through mechanisms such as IEB and IGRB. Local government units also, private entities via public-private partnership, non-governmental organizations, academic institutions, and civil society organizations. These partnerships will be anchored in moral governance, mutual accountability, and shared commitment to sustainable development, ensuring coordinated efforts that drive innovation, resource mobilization, and transformative impact in BARMM. Last is to institutionalize energy planning mandate for MENRE, enhance MENRE's institutional capacity in energy policy and planning through legislation, and mandate the ministry to update its energy sector plans every 3 years, integrating climate forecast, technological trends, and stakeholder input. Here in the last few slides, which we will show you, includes the policy recommendations and recommended programs to solve the problems in reliability and accessibility of energy services in the region. First is Universal BARMM Electrification Act. Enact legislation mandating 100% household electrification by 2040, which includes institutions that will handle the electrification programs, projects, and activities in the region. Priority programs for off-grid and conflict-affected areas shall be formulated, including the use of hybrid and renewable mini-grids. Second is to implement long-term distribution system, grid modernization and resilience program, promote investment in smart grid technologies, including future underground cabling in urban centers and microgrid deployment in rural zones to reduce outages and system losses. Third will be to establish community energy partnership framework, formulate collaboration protocols between MENRE, LGUs, cooperatives, and CSOs to co-design energy solutions tailored to local needs. Fourth is to promote low-carbon technologies and energy efficiency programs across government, industry, and households. And lastly, to formulate comprehensive roadmaps, master plans, and development strategies that enables the sustainable growth of BARMM's economic sectors. So this is where our presentation of the first Bangsamoro Sustainable Energy Master Plan ends. I hope that we have given justice to your time and effort in coming here to witness this summit. Thank you everyone. Shukran wa salam wa billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you for that comprehensive presentation, Director General Nasiri Abbas. To introduce our keynote speaker, we welcome again on stage DOE Undersecretary Giovanni Carlo J. Bacordo.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call on stage Secretary Attorney Sharon Garin, the new Secretary of the Department of Energy. She's when the moment she arrived, she's in huddle with the MENRE Minister and Secretary Magno, already discussing plans for Mindanao. In fact, in her short time sitting there. She already has lots of instructions for me as the co-chair for the IEB on the plans for Mindanao. Without further ado, Secretary Sharon Garin, ma'am.
Good morning. Thank you. This is my only activity coming here. Kaka-arrive ko lang sa airport, tapos aalis na naman ako. Ano bang oras yung flight? 2:10. Kaya lang, Navy ang kasama ko. Gusto niya, 12:30 pa lang umalis na kami dito. Alright. I won't go through all the greetings already because medyo we're in the middle of the day. But good morning to all the guests, our ministers also from both from DOE and from BARMM also, and for all the local government leaders, our development and industry partners, and all stakeholders in the energy sector. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I am delighted to be with you today to reaffirm our collective commitment to chart a path towards a stronger, brighter, and more sustainable energy future for the Bangsamoro region and the entire nation. Our efforts today are framed by the national vision of a bagong Pilipinas, as championed by our President, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. A vision of transformative governance that uplifts communities, strengthens institutions, and secures long-term stability across the archipelago. In our bagong Pilipinas, energy is a center pillar of national development. It is not merely an economic requirement, it is a social equalizer and a peace-building instrument. Energy enables education, industries, healthcare, and livelihoods. It empowers communities and forges unity. And this is precisely why our work in Bangsamoro region is not only significant regionally or here, na dito lang, but nationally historic. Just last October 8, 2025, the President led the ceremonial presentation of 8 new petroleum service contracts in Malacanang. First time po ito in one sitting na si President, ang Presidente ng Pilipinas, awarded 8 exploration contracts to different companies. Minsan yan, isa-isa lang kasi. Minsan sa isang taon, isa lang. But this time, in one sitting, he signed 8 new petroleum service contracts to explore gas and oil, covering exploration areas in Sulusi, Cagayan, Cebu, Northwest Palawan, East Palawan, and Central Luzon. This event is a defining moment for the Philippine energy sector, as it includes the first ever service contracts newly awarded and managed by the national government and the Bangsamoro government under the Bangsamoro Organic Law. First time po ito, palakpakan natin yung ating... Kami happy kami dito, kayo happy din kayo. This was really the first time they were together working on this, looking also for possible investors. And I think it was only last year nag-umpisa ang joint efforts ng dalawa. Among these contracts, 2 petroleum service contracts located within the Sulusi Basin stand as a landmark agreement. The first petroleum service contracts to operationalize the co-management provisions of the BOL. These agreements institutionalize shared stewardship between the DOE and MENE, sana hindi tayo mag-away, setting a model for cooperative governance and equitable resource management. I think among all contracts, we are most confident with the resource in this contract, sa Sulusi. parang meron talaga siya eh. Kaya hopefully we can find good resource and good energy resource in that area. These inaugural PSCs, or Petroleum Service Contracts, carry a potential investment commitment of approximately $66 million. Hindi pesos $66 million for initial exploration activities. Yung pag-explore pa lang, such as geological and geophysical surveys, seismic data acquisition, and basin modeling within the 7-year exploration phase. But more than investments, these PSCs, or these contracts, embody a new era of partnership, one where development is not imposed, but co-created. Sama-sama tayo. Not distant, but inclusive. Not extractive, but empowering. The Intergovernmental Energy Board, IEB, has emphasized that the co-management mechanism under the BOL ensures equitable participation in governments, regulation, and benefit sharing of potential petroleum resources. This means that communities in BARMM stand to benefit directly from future production revenues, infrastructure improvements, and employment opportunities. Even at the exploration stage, service contractors are mandated to implement capacity building programs, scholarships, and community development projects, ensuring that local communities feel the benefits from the outset and not just the years down the road. This is why the IEB is central to our work. It is more than a policy body. It is a symbol of unity and shared aspiration. Through the IEB, we harmonize policy, strengthen institutional cooperation, and ensure that national and regional priorities move together towards one direction. It embodies the essence of Bagong Pilipinas: coordination, accountability, and equitable progress. Our efforts gain further strength through the development of Bangsamoro Sustainable Energy Master Plan. This master plan lays the strategic direction for long-term energy development in the region and is fully aligned in the Philippine Energy Plan, the nation's blueprint for energy security, sustainability, and transition. This alignment sends one clear message: Bangsamoro is ready, coordinated, and committed to a future of clean, resilient, and inclusive energy development. It ensures that the region participates in and benefits from the national programs such as the renewable energy expansion, electrification initiatives, energy efficiency, and power system resiliency, while ensuring that Bangsamoro's unique geographic and socio-economic realities are addressed. Energy plays an irreplaceable role in the region's journey towards lasting peace and development. It empowers classrooms, healthcare centers, community centers, agribusiness, cooperatives, and industries that uplift families and entire communities. Alam niyo ba, pag na-energize mo ang isang bahay, umaakyat ka agad by 22% ang agricultural production. Income, about 20%. Nadadagdagan. Ang productivity ng mga bata, it increases significantly. Kasi other than pag mainit, may electric fan na habang nag-aaral, may ilaw pa paggabi na. Energization uplifts, supports economic development. Kaya kailangan talaga electrification. And I do believe Mindanao has is the lowest by far compared to Visayas and Luzon. Bakit? So many reasons. I need a whole day to explain that to you. Maraming rason yan, but it is something that DOE is mandated or is responsible for, I would say. And that responsible together with the Bangsamoro. The collaboration, sama kami dito, DOE and MENRE, is therefore not merely technical. It is a partnership dedicated to peace, upliftment, autonomy, and unity. In the spirit of Bagong Pilipinas, progress must reach the farthest barangay, the smallest island, and the most underserved community. Alam niyo, pinacheck ko to. May listahan, may mapa kami niyan eh. We have a map of off-grid and on-grid. So sa off-grid, yun yung hindi connected sa NGCP. Off-grid, yun yung may mga diesel power plants, especially with NPC. Marami pa palang isla dito na wala sa mapa namin. There are still areas that we have not identified. Meaning kailangan we need to review our whole map all over again. Kasi kahit i-report namin, it's just not reported. That is how, lacking pa yung data namin. And that's why we need to work together. Energy can and must be the bridge that connects every Bangsamoro family to the opportunities they deserve. As we gather here today, let us reaffirm our commitment to work together, national and regional government, private sector, development partners, civil society, and local communities. Let us sustain the monument of cooperation. Let us strengthen the spirit of partnership that Intergovernmental Energy Board has cultivated. Let us seize every opportunity to ensure that Bangsamoro region becomes a model of sustainable, inclusive, and future-ready energy development. I also was talking to Yusek Joby na maybe we can work together with Sec Magno, no? So we can also activate, ano ba tawag niyo doon? Mindanao Power Monitoring Committee. So we can have more monitoring para we can really assess what DOE has to do, what MENRE has to do, and what the local government units has to do. So that the investors that are here, our partners that are here, can come in confidently and invest in our areas. Kaya we need the whole picture of the whole region, and concentrate on, I think we will concentrate our electrification efforts in Mindanao next year. But I think it's not just electrification. We need to fix our distribution utilities, our transmission lines, even our generation. Dito kasi sa Mindanao, kulang pa. You have so many resources, but there is not enough investment in renewable energy. And that I hope you can give me the reason so we can, if we know the problem, then we can get them to come in. Kung ano yung kailangan ng mga investors natin so that they can come in here. Marami. There's a lot. There's so many companies, partners that are willing to invest. We just need to tell them where and when and what kind of investment they need. And that I think they need from us. So I'm hoping, I really went here. Dami kasi akong invitation this week. Mga 4 na araw wala ako sa opisina. Baka pagbalik ko, iba na yung nakaupo sa upuan ko. But I really wanted to come here because I wanted to look, let us find the solution. And my friends, my fellow government officials, I don't know about you, but I only have 2.5 years for this work. And I want to make a difference. So, bilisan natin. We don't have 10 years or 5 years. We have 2.5 years. So let's do this fast, effectively, and hopefully we can make a difference in this region. No? So maraming salamat po for your time, and I wish you good luck. I really like the presentations. Tinatanong ko nga kung sino pre-present kasi ay magagaling nag-pre-present dito. I think you have a clear understanding of what is the situation here. We just need to work together. So, congratulations and good morning to all of you. Salamat po.
Maraming salamat po. Now we will have our photo opportunity. Kasama po ang ating butihing kalihim. May we request our guests and also of course, the Secretary, Ahmad, and all the rest, Secretary Magno, to please join Secretary Garin on stage for a photo opportunity. The ETP and please join them on stage. Yes, Miss Nikki and Miss Yosh. And all the officials. Okay. So we have the camera here. Everybody here? Okay, so 1, 2. And another 1, 2. Thank you very much. Now our special request is for all the audience to be part of the photo, Secretary. So, lahat po ng, paano po ba? Dito na lang po crowd shot. So again, ulitin na lang po natin yung ginawa natin kanina together with Secretary Garin to have a photo. So everyone can just stand in front and yes. So parang dito na lang po. Sino po? Dito na lang. Opo. Paganyan na lang po. Okay, so please compress. Everyone. Let's have a photo. Ay, okay lang ako. 1, 2. Smile. 1, 2. Thank you so much. Thank you. So at this juncture, we will proceed with a lunch break, early lunch break. But we request all the participants to please come back at 1 p.m. because we will have our panel discussions. So we will have our early lunch. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, MP. Yung staff
Oo nga.
na contact mo.
Oh, yung sa about sa ano?
Okay.